I'm excited for these teams. It's given them a little bit of a breather to think about the strategies, which could be good. I'm definitely excited. This is our first seed versus our second seed. Outlookers being our coming into this. So yeah, I'm definitely ready to get into these Splat Zones games for Triton-Cup 28.
Okay, here we go. Now we're getting back into Game 1. Game 1, Grand Finals of Triton-Cup 38, Grape Juice versus Outlookers. Grape Juice coming out of loser's side, Outlookers holding their winner's side strong. We're going to see both these cops, nothing too strange coming out. Obito rocking the H3 as he has since he picked it up at the beginning of this game. Medi now running for the Neo Splash instead of the K-Gal as we usually see on these streams. Young Obito starting to take the stream. One goes down and it's going to be Medi. Now the armor is going to come out from Grape Juice. This is their opportunity to really get something going as that Junior is going to start throwing bombs and make Obito jump out. I think there's going to be an early control established for Grape Juice going into this Game 1.
Nice showing from Grape Juice to get those opening kills that they needed. They've now forced Outlookers all into one spot, and that's a beautiful play from the members of Grape Juice to get exactly what they need. Unfortunately, Outlookers have kind of put themselves in a bad spot as well, and now they're the ones that are on the back foot.
Yeah, timer ticking down fast, one down from the end of Grape Juice, and you're going to notice that they're actually starting to get that pick. Kame with that bubble, huge going to be going into this set, and you're going to watch him go down on that fight. Unfortunately, not able to find the second kill. Obito had a great reaction to those bubbles, and now you're going to see Outlookers start to hold the zone and pop that armor so they can start establishing a control in the center of the map.
Yes, for sure. Now Obito's trying to look for some of these nice triple burst shots. Unfortunately, not able to get them. And that's going to be missiles being popped on the side of Grape Juice. This is going to be their opportunity to try and get into the zone and neutralize it and try and take away some of their penalty points. With the delayed wipe coming out, this is looking beautiful for Grape Juice.
Yeah, 3 members down on the side of Outlookers means they are going to be staggered, and Obito's going to go down really early. Probably a trade from the end of Simfu. I couldn't really see it from this angle. Now you're going to see these missiles come out from Velosh as all 4 members of Outlookers are active. And you're just kind of scrolling around the map. They're looking for an opportunity. That timer's ticking down, but not fast enough where they really have to be just afraid of it. You know, take your time, look for that fight. They're going to see 1 go down on the side of Grape Juice, 2 go down on the side of Outlookers. Bubbles coming out from Kame. They get the...
That's just triple with bubbles. That was just a triple with bubbles from all 3 different angles with every single bubble. That was beautiful from Kama.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a disjointed kill, if you ask me, but that's not going to be too important now. The respawns are already coming back, 2 down on the end of Outlookers, and Grape Juice just ticking this timer down. Kama using that range incredibly. You watch how Veloz goes down here, but he had that positioning to where you were kind of forced to fight him. You know, it's like, you watch these positionings, just watch how they're fighting. They're getting in the faces of Outlookers, and they're not giving them any breathing room. There's no downtime on this comp whatsoever. Here they go, they keep fighting up front. Kama now going to hold this bridge. Now can we hold the zone for enough time? And they do get this Game 1. Incredible showing from Grape Juice. What a play. What a player right there. Just the way that they kind of bounced off each other. But most importantly, you saw how that positioning was just deciding the game right there. Outlookers could not find a way in. That stagger hurt them way too much early on. And that double armor comp still showing its strengths all the way through Splat Zones The Reef.
Been having a little bit of technical issues, but we are luckily back into these actions, so we can get you the best Splatoon action available for you.
Right, yeah, Game 2, Grape Juice versus Outlookers. Grape Juice has this 1-0 lead. Grand Finals of Triton-Cup 38, and we're going to see a rather interesting comp coming out from Outlookers here. You got the Ink Brush Novell coming out from Lulu, that's their sub player, and Morphe rocking that L3D. So it's double L3, K-Gal, and of course the access to this brush, which is going to use that baller to create some space. Kama and Veloz fighting on that right side. You're going to see that Inkjet go up immediately, but it's not going to be enough as you watch them immediately get taken down by that K52 from Outlookers. Just an incredible play thus far. 2 people fighting on either side. You notice how these resources are split, like we mentioned before the fight, and that foil squeeze is going to go down. So now they're going to get to move up a little bit, but we're seeing people go down on the side of Outlookers trying to fight that right side. So the 2 aggressors for each team have both fallen, and now you're going to watch Grape Juice try and find their way back in, as well as Outlookers trying to recover, so maybe they could get the offense going for them. But 2 down is going to be on the side of Outlookers, watching that zone go down on their side. Unfortunately, Obito was not able to hold, but now this might be Grape Juice's chance to get some real offense going.
This is kind of just what happens on Camp Triggerfish if neither team has a super heavy range weapon. is the range. If you have a range weapon, you can constantly be painting the other team's zone. But unfortunately for both teams, all you got is like little ticks from a Swiffer, some burst bombs, and some suction bombs. I think we're gonna finally have some control for Outlookers, and now we're actually gonna get into the game. Only a minute and 15 seconds in do we finally have somebody getting control.
Right, took a while to get control there, but that's just what happens when both teams play some good neutral. You know, that good defense, making sure that neither team really gets an advantage. Kama going down on that left side, unfortunately. Now they're 3 down. This is going to be really bad for Grape Juice. They have to find a way to recover. Lulu rolling in with that brush. This is just the kind of opportunity that Outlookers has to play.
Yes. One thing that I do find interesting, as Lulu is on this brush, does go down, and Grape Juice is going to try and find their advantage to try and get back into these zones and neutralize them, to try and stop Outlookers from getting this. This is going to be so difficult. Gal is going to be able to get 1, is pushing to get 2 more, does have to deal with the armor, and unfortunately goes down. Morphe and Obito are going to be going, and that's going to be even more of a lead for Outlookers.
Right, it's going to be very hard to break it from this position. Like we mentioned before, this map can get incredibly one-sided incredibly quickly. Lulu fighting over on that left side, stopping that push. Now the members of Grape Juice are trying to fight into Morphe and Obito, but you see how they bounce their resources, and oh, we just watched 3 go down.
Yeah. Morphe's like, oh, I gotta get out of there.
Nah, he's staying in and fighting. He's like, okay, I got you. Come fight me. He says, come fight me. He knows he can win that fight. But now Outlookers are starting to get their respawns. He gave this team enough time as that special is unfortunate.
It got a little bit of space, but now Morphe's in this such dangerous position. Needs to find this spot. It needs to find 2. Unfortunately, does go down in the middle of the Inkjet. And this is going to be the advantage for Grape Juice. They are going deep, especially this gal. This gal is making all the way into Outlooker spawn.
Yeah, and you notice that I think his name is GTY. He's got this hold all the way up in Outlooker spawn, using that booyah to just kind of cut off their routing, make it a little bit more difficult for them to move in. Members of Grape Juice are just, like you said, they're going deep. They're trying to make things happen as 3 members of Outlookers are on their zone, starting to paint it back. Big penalty coming out from the end of Outlookers, though. They have a lot to fight back, which gives Grape Juice just enough time to start making their recovery. As you're going to see the zone probably go to their favor with Simfu's painting. Now this is a deal where Outlookers needs to find a way to recap a zone, could be either one, and just stop that timer from ticking down. Otherwise, they're going to lose this lead very quickly.
Yeah, and it's looking so dangerous. They are 2 down, and these other members are just trying to fight. They're not going to be able to defend their lead, or are they even going to be able to defend the game? And they're not. Grape Juice taking it again. They're going to be up 2-0. This is looking like a reset here.
Yeah, and you notice how quickly they started getting back in. They started fighting. They're like, okay, now you gotta take us seriously. You started to fight us on early. You showed how the map can get one-sided, and as soon as we got in our advantage, now you're on the one. Now it's one-sided, but we're winning. You know,
It'll be very, very hard, I believe, for Outlookers, and we are gonna be getting into these games very quickly, which is nice.
Yeah, so a little bit of delay, but now we're getting into the games fast, and, you know, as you predicted, that mini going to be a pain on the Greats, and Outlookers not changing up their comp in the slightest. They're like, okay, big fluke, we lost that game, now we're going to come back in, Grand Finals Game 3, we got this. And, you know, Veloz is getting their missiles incredibly quickly, as you're going to see the zones go to either side. Lulu painting up their side for their team, but Grape Juice is now starting to get their little bit of momentum going, but they're going to probably go 1 down to this Baller. They can escape just in time. You got 1, 2 members, Lulu Baller being popped. Are they going to go down? We're seeing 1 down on the side of Outlookers. Can they find a way to get some advantage going, or is it not going to happen as Grape Juice manages to trade off members with Outlookers? 3 down. Now they're starting to stagger back in slowly, but they need to get some specials and get a fight going before it's too late, as this K-Shot here is going to be firing off their missiles.
K-Shot's going to be firing off the missiles. They are going to stall the zones, try and allow Outlookers to get back in. But the armors being popped from either side is going to be so much better for Grape Juice, because it's just the brush is finding so difficult to get back in. And now with the missiles and the bubbles coming out, Grape Juice is just looking to hold these zones, but they haven't really got too many points off of that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a map where you can get the zones back relatively quickly, so it is kind of hard to get points going on this map, but you can see that Grape Juice is just kind of fighting them in the middle, and it's like they're not really worried about the points. They're more worried about holding that position, and that's what they need to be. Is you're going to see this K-Shot here fighting for his life, trying to get the zone going as Lulu goes down. Now the members of Grape Juice are starting to funnel in. Simfu with That Squiffer forces that K-Shot to jump out. Morphe on that right side used to be called useless, but it's more so just a giant paint ground now. Lulu trying to confirm this kill, but she does not manage to find it. Simfu died as well somewhere in that fight. So now, you know, it's a little bit of staggering on both ends. Grape Juice still holding this position. He manages to find Kama. Morphe goes into this inkjet. Now he's looking for this pick. Are they going to be able to take zones with this and stop this timer from ticking down?
Oh,
he
beautiful
finds an
shot.
amazing kill onto GTY. And now I think that's going to be zone for Outlookers.
Outlookers needed that. That's a big penalty applied to Grape Juice. Beautiful shots coming out from Morphe on that inkjet. Now we see Lulu trying to waiting for GTY to drop down. Obito now just gonna try and hold the zone for their team. The zone again, we were talking about this earlier, how they just kind of staying neutralized because of how easy they are to paint over.
Right, and it's, you know, it's a fast zone, it's a fast-paced fight. Obito's trying to start holding up onto the opponent, and he finds that kill on Nakama trying to sneak up behind him. He's like, nope, you gotta fight me in the front. You can't try and get behind me. Amazing kill on Obito! Coming from Obito! Accuracy. You cannot stop this man, as now he's starting to get his offensive pressure going. He's on a roll now. You gotta stop him. Lulu finding that pick on them as well. They're staggered, 2 down. They need to stop feeding into them and find a way to get back in, as Obito and Lulu are just doing damage. You know, Morphe's doing his job too. But now you're gonna see Simfu trying to pressure over towards Obito and Lulu, trying to create a situation. They're not really getting a lot of success though, as Morphe's getting all the way up in their spawn with that inkjet, just fighting, using their specials, getting as much damage as they can. Simfu's desperately fighting for a kill over on that right side, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to find anything, as 2 specials are online for Outlookers, and this might be able to get them enough to take the lead.
It's going to be very, very, very tight. They have to defend against Lulu's baller. Lulu's going to be going in for the baller. Does get enough space for the team. Morphe is also trying to fight for this job. That is going to be Outlookers with the nice lead, and the bubbles being popped, but not enough damage being done, and Outlookers are still standing strong.
Right, now they're starting to take the zone. It's like, okay, you had your good games, but like we said, that was a fluke. They said we can get back in. They're starting to get back in. You're seeing Morphe work this L3, keeping this range off of this mini, and this K-Shot might be able to grab Morphe, but the mini sneaks in, manages to get that kill. GTY now starting to cover the zones, pop his missiles. He's like, okay, my turn. Got to create some space. Got to create a situation for them. That was killing off their enemies.
That was a beautiful tag. Knowing where both of them are is such a huge spot there. They just can't shark around where they wanted to, and that just forces the rest of Grape Juice, or I mean the members of Outlook, to just have to jump out. And now they're going to be looking to try and get back in. The clock is going down.
Right, and Grape Juice is just doing so well at just kind of holding that situation for them there. Look at that, Kama popping those bubbles, just creating so much paint so quickly, and it's very hard to get his zone back because of him. That baller is going to pop from Lulu, but it's only going to take 1 zone, meaning that they still have to fight in to get the second one. 2 down on the side of Grape Juice. This might be enough for Outlook to take control of the zone and start ticking down that penalty timer, as you see here.
I believe a wipe was definitely enough. That was a great job from Outlookers. Now they're going to be able to try and defend with just 15 seconds left on the clock. Grape Juice has lost one of their members though. This is going to be dangerous for them because there's so little time. GTY does get one. Has to watch out. This is going to go down to the missiles. Are they going to have enough time for Grape Juice to get onto these zones and paint them? I don't believe they will.
Yeah, no, that's going to be it. Good game 3 going to Outlookers. That was really impressive from Obito. You know, once he got his rhythm going, he found a really clean roll onto the enemies and just started putting bullet after bullet in them, taking out people left and right. Simfu was just not able to get set up, but I do want to comment on Grape Juice's speed in their painting. They paint so fast, and it's just, you know, once you saw how quickly they took over the map, the second somebody went down, the whole map turned their color, and just Outlookers did a very good job of being able to handle that, and now we're got 2-1, maybe contending the idea of a...
It's got a weird matchup here. Well, I'm definitely interested to see if Getway does pull it out again.
Right, and here comes Splat Zone's Ink Blood Art Academy Game 4 of this Grand Finals. You're going to see the Outlookers has not changed their comp in the slightest, and I think it is the same for Grape Juice as well. Now, we have seen a switch from the K-Shot to the Neo Splash from Veloz. They're going to use that Bomb Rush and try and pressure that platform, but now, on the end, on Outlookers, they got that Tinted Missile really early, not even 20 seconds into the game, 15 seconds in, and they're already taking control of that zone due to that dispositioning ability. Just that K-Shot can get the missiles so fast, and, you know, people have mentioned about it being kind of a thing that they don't like about the current meta is that you can get a little missile spammy, per se, special spam. It's a very powerful technique, but we're just going to see Outlookers put it to use here and just kind of showcase that they can be very powerful in the right hands. Grape Juice, however, fighting for the zone. They do manage to get a little bit of points from that quick takeover due to the mini, but now they're on the side that we talked about on this map where they got to get in and out of their platform. Veloz managed to find a very important pick there onto the K shot, and they're starting to take that top mid. So now it's a situation where Lulu goes down, and Lookers may find themselves at the hands of that platform pressure.
Lulu went down not to the bubble, but to the splat bomb that bounced off of the bubble. That is not an interaction that I've seen in quite a long time. But we do see Lulu coming back in to get some revenge. This is gonna be very dangerous. Outlookers want to try and get into the zones so quickly because they're losing all these points to Grape Juice. Grape Juice's lead is getting larger and larger as we speak.
Right, and it's just it kind of feels like they're not letting that stagger happen, and just Grape Juice taking immediate advantage of that, just noticing the Outlookers is not letting that stagger happen, and just they're not taking time to build their specials. Lulu isolated on that corner. She's going to be forced to pop her baller to stay alive. Now they're going to start fighting for the zone again. I don't think they're going to really get there in time, though. A zone turns over, but not enough to capture zone as Grape Juice uses that mini's incredible paint to just hold off 3 down on the side of Outlookers, and I think this is going to be wraps for this set, making this a bracket reset grand finals. Going into set 2, we will be resetting the score. Now, either team here, all it needs is a knockout, and the set is over.
Yeah, great, a great job from Grape Juice to take the loss from winners finals and take the nice warmth, their hot streak from the loser side that they had, and kind of they look solid in this first set here.
We'll be playing Mako Mart as the first map of this bracket reset here. So that means you're going to see thought Inkblot got aggressive. Now you're going to get to see what happens when there's not as much area to really cover yourself,
So I'm interested to see if any team has like a specific pocket strategy that they're willing to pull out. I don't believe they will at all, but it's always just a nice little thing to think about as this map is so heavily practiced.
Right now, Splat Zones 1 Grand Finals reset. Nautilus coming out from the Grape Juice. Yeah, there we go. Veloz switching over to the Nautilus. We got the Squeezer Nautilus combo. It's going to be a lot of range as GTY switching over to that Junior. This is going to be their time to shine with that offense, and Lulu's going to go, Morphe's going to go down almost immediately as this K-Shot builds their missiles and starts to create some pressure. Grape Juice taking immediate control of the zone. You watch that Nautilus plus that Squiffer fight. That's incredible pressure from Sinfu already getting set up on that platform. 2 down on the end of Grape Juice, but it's not going to stop their offense. They're like, screw it, we're staying in, we're fighting. Sinfu finding an amazing pick there. Now he's just got to keep this pressure up. He's got so much paint on his side right now.
I have to watch out because they're getting triple teamed as well, and unfortunately not able to protect the landing of their inkjet. Good job from Outlookers to get back into the zone and not let it snowball too far out of their control.
Right, now
we're going to see Obito trying to go top left on this glass, but has to watch out. Them and Morphe are going to be pressured. They're looking out for this glass control, but they're not able to get all of it. The inkjet's going to come out, but Getway's going to be able to take out the inkjet with the Junior and get a double. Good job from Getway. And now the rest of Grape Juice is going to be holding the zone.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible from Getway there. You notice that they're just kind of pushing these zones over and just trying to keep that space control. You notice that someone's isolated over on that left breakfast. They might be able to take him out as he does end up going down. Armor coming out from the end of Getaway. Now he's starting to fight. Lulu's isolated. She goes down too. And they're starting to see that problem sneak back in from those earlier games. They're isolating themselves too quickly. They're not fighting as a team. But this Kinza shot's going to start building his missiles. He wants to create attitude for his team. And Sinfu takes him right out. Just an incredible shot.
Sinfu's been proving their pure accuracy as they proceed to miss 2 shots that are just a little bit out of range. But they've just been so good with this Gripper all day today. And now the rest of Grape Juice is going to have to watch out as Lulu comes in with the baller from behind and Obito follows up. Beautiful play from Outlookers to recapture the zone as a nice coordinated team.
Right, that's the thing they need here. They need that coordination. Once you start seeing them fight together, it becomes a lot harder to take them out. Obito looking for that pick onto Sinfu, but doesn't find it. Going to be followed up on by Morphe, though. Some stray bullets is all he needs to take it out. That the Squeezer kind of holding that area now. I think this might be the opportunity Obito needs to really get set up and, make sure that zone stays in their favor. But that long-range attack you're going to see as it's happening, Sinfu is just fighting. He's keeping that range, and the bubbles coming out from the end of Grape Juice to immediately cap the zone. Morphe's falling back. That Inkjet is not holding up at all, though. He's going to find the pick onto Morphe. Get away throwing that Splatter Bomb. Obito is now the only member of Outlookers alive and needs to find armor and start trying to find a special for his team to benefit from very quickly. Specials building up on the sides of Grape Juice, too. I mean, that pressure is just going to keep coming throughout this set with not a lot of time on the clock for Outlookers to find their answer.
Obito needs to find this pick if they want to keep their team in this first game here. They need something, some miracle pick right here, right now, because it's going to be so dangerous for them. Or else Grape Juice is going to have the specials and have the time to just stall the zone out.
Right. Pops that baller, though, does manage to get the zone, creating a little bit more penalty time or just a little bit more elbow room to wiggle around with, as we're going to see Simfu taken out by Obito here. Just all those bullets flying around the screen. It's very hard for Grape Juice to hold those high grounds with how well Obito's abusing those angles. But I think this might be their take for zone. One down on each side. The junior is down, but that range attack is going to be right there. Simfu manages to grab that kill as a wipe on Outlookers happens. I think this is going to be a game where it's just very difficult for Outlookers to stay in the back 1 minute and 30 seconds of this game.
This is where they need to find like a lot of kills back to back, because they're getting zoned, but they're not able to hold on to it for as long as they need to. But Sifu's being pressured so hard. Luckily, Veloz is there on the Veloz to defend. The zone is so close. Lookers need to go in here. They need to get the zone neutralized or capped or something, because the game might not be theirs anymore. But they have neutralized it, but they need to cap this thing. It's so dangerous, so close, just 3 seconds left. And they're luckily able to get it, but they've lost the member.
Yeah, they got just what they needed in that situation. You notice Getaway holding onto the zone with the zone with the junior, just giving his team the time they need to get back in. Lulu's gonna go down, unfortunately losing her baller pop in that instant. It just did not come out fast enough. Getaway still throwing those bombs, still creating that space, as we're gonna notice Simfu finally go down from their little bit of a rain there. Kind of hard to get back in. The missiles coming out. Is there gonna be enough specials to take the zone back from this junior? As we're gonna watch timer go down, and Grape Juice takes Game 1 of this Grand Finals reset, continuing that momentum you saw earlier in the set.
Yes, that was a beautiful, beautiful job, because Grape Juice they had the zone for a lot of time, like a lot more time than Outlookers did. Well, one, they won the game, but two, the fact that whenever Outlookers took the zone, it was really just Grape Juice just winding down their penalty points before Outlookers took the zone back briefly, and Grape Juice steadily worked the timer all the way down to 0. Getaway stayed alive on that junior for so long. Yes, they had actually had top KA on their team, but they just lived for just longer than the Outlookers did. And living in this game does hold a lot more power than honestly most games, just because you're always painting.
Right, and now we gotta see Medi switch to the junior on the end of Outlookers. Might be a change they need going into the Senko. A bit of a comp switch. I guess they're getting off of that L3. They're like, okay, we need this armor. We're gonna see if we can't let that benefit from us. This double armor might be able to counter their double armor. We're gonna see fans go up. Medi's starting to try and get the zone. I do not think those missiles are going to be enough to fully stop them, but we see a member of Grape Juice go down to the incredible Lulu 2 down. Now that's exactly what they need. This is the kind of adjustment we were talking about, this thing where we needed to get back into the game. The bombs coming out from the junior create so much pressure, and now Simfu is going to be able to fight as Kama and Getaway are now coming back in for Grape Juice, trying to create use of that downtime. Obito finds an incredible pick onto there, but it is going to be a trade because Simfu manages to find someone. That zone is now theirs, and let's see how they're going to hold it going into this team fight.
Oh, that was so close. Obito had their eyes on 2. Unfortunately, able to get. Oh, gets the second one though. Are they able to get the third? Obito just holding on to the zone all by themselves.
Yeah, that's what Obito does. He's been on L3 one-trick since the beginning of the game, and you can watch how he makes those clean shots. He's going to be the kind of the star of the show here. You notice how he's just creating kills for himself. He sees someone and immediately takes him out, utilizing that H3's range. But now this is a situation where Outlookers has the advantage, and they can really start to push up and make a bit of an opportunity for themselves here to end this game early. Veloz firing those missiles as you're going to see that baller manage to stay alive and pop. The armor push up as well. Obito might be able to find the kill here on the Veloz. Oh, he does manage to find it. Unfortunately, the zone does go back to Grape Juice, but I think it's going to be only a momentary thing as Simfu goes down there, 3 down, and sent right back to spawn. So Outlookers is just going to go and create some pressure on this platform for them to deal with.
What Grape Juice was doing to Outlookers last game, the roles have been reversed. Grape Juice is holding onto the zone for just a brief second, but Outlookers are just holding on to it and slowly whittling their clock down again. This is This is beautiful showing. And Obito just going off with 10 kills already. We're not even halfway through the game.
Yeah, and you notice that Kama
One after him.
that might, yeah, Obito got isolated there. That was a deal where he's like, okay, I need this guy gone, and they got rid of him. So now they might be able to get the zone back. 2 members going down from Outlookers. This is Kama starting to try and create a situation. Medi manages to find a really clean bomb pick, though, while he jumps out, preserving his armor meter. And you can just notice that those bombs are coming in so much use for Outlookers, as well as Obito just having those powerful projectiles pack a punch onto those platforms. It's a really clean deal where you just have to deal with him, you know?
Yeah, it's Grape Juice is struggling in this specific map. Oh, Lulu's just going spawn camping. Lulu wants to paint the spawn with the brush. That sounds like a great idea. Honestly, I just love watching brushes just go do whatever the heck they want, because it's so
That's what they do. They just they get up in your face and they go and be a nuisance. And you can see Obito following up on Lulu. 3 members popping into Senfu's face. They cannot get rid of that baller in time. And I actually didn't notice this just until now, but Grape Juice did switch off of the armor squiffer and opt for the baller squiffer in order to try and create a bit more ease when pushing into Outlookers' team composition. Lulu's probably gonna be able to find another pick here, though, as you see that baller be popped by the shots of Senfu. All 4 members of both teams online. The Outlookers has so much more advantages. They're gonna lose 1 down, but with all that paint, it's still gonna be a lot of downtime before Grape Juice can really make it something happen.
That's looking so difficult because Grape Juice has to get in here and neutralize this zone. They've caught it. They've got the cap as well, but they need to be able to hold on to this. They're losing their members so fast. That's just being the squeezer left. This is exactly what's been happening again. They get the zone for a second and they lose it.
Medi's like, all right, it's my turn. You notice how the second that Grape Juice overextended one of their members, Medi just immediately picked them off. You know, that's good support positioning. That's getting yourself in the position that you need to hold this out. That H3 doing so as well. It's just they're creating a lot of position for themselves and they stop feeding into each other. So it's now more a situation where Grape Juice now has to adjust to that great offensive play where they're creating space for each other, but they're not getting isolated now. And you can tell that Grape Juice was not ready for Medi to switch to that junior, especially when he started playing further back and holding that down so that way Obito can go and create some offense. That beautiful 13 KA coming out of that game is going to be a resounding win from Game 2 for Outlookers. But it's going to come down to the bit of adaptation we were talking about. What are we going to see from each team going in? And now we get the idea going into Splat Zones, the Reef, Game 3 for this Grand Finals.
Yes, and we aren't going to be seeing the mini, which I do have to say I like the junior pick a lot mini here. It gives you so much better control from, I know it's got shorter range, but the bombs are just better than what the mini can bring.
Right, you're going to see the missiles coming out early, just very fast. He's identifying where his opponents are, taking a moment to do. Now Veloz is going to start fighting on his own, but the missiles coming out from Outlookers as well. Lulu probably going to find this kill, but no, not yet. That bomb does, however, manage to grab Veloz as Outlookers are just creating that offensive position. You notice how Lulu just got in their face and it was very hard for them to deal with, and she's going to go for the exact same strategy. This K-shot fighting out against Senfu, finding this pick, and this going to be an Outlookers control for this zone.
I believe. Oh, I thought they were gonna go all the way to the car. But they're not gonna go super aggressive because they know how fast and how far the brush can get around them and just create. They want to create opportunities for the brush to strive. If you go push too far, then the brush can't really take advantage of that.
Right, it's the situations where you actually get the chance to strike that you really need the moment to take advantage of that brush and their overextensions. But right now, the brush is kind of hidden from them, as you're going to see Veloz over here trying to fight Obito, losing that firefight. Obito getting a very clean shot with that H3, now moving over. 4 down. Oh yeah, that's a full wipe from the end of Grape Juice. So I do not think they're actually going to be able to get back in time to stop them from creating that offensive position they were a little scared of earlier. Now it's a guaranteed thing. It's like, now you have to deal with them. Now they're going to be up on your plan. Now you don't get, like, it's a deal where you just have to deal with them.
Last push time right now.
Yeah, not a lot of time left in the clock.
The zone's going to be neutralized, but members are going down. Obito's going to pop their armor, and they're just going to be trying to paint the zone. Here comes the bubblers. Can the bubblers get anything done? They get a lot done. But it's just going to be... They need to hold on to the gig. Another one. When they get for the ace and the 4-piece, they do. Able to hold their team in it. The last member alive, keeping them into this game. Great job from Coma.
Yeah, Yeah, Kama throwing those bubbles out definitely created a situation where now they're able to stay in this game. As you pointed out, that quad was incredible. Now, Kama's going to have to keep extending that advantage, but with that junior down, it's going to be a little difficult. Penalty timer, however, will give them some room to breathe. He spots Lulu, takes her out immediately. However, he loses control of the zone, which is going to be fine. They're going to take it right back here. 2 down on Outlookers. They need to create this situation where they can start pressuring that platform immediately.
Yes, and here goes the bubbles again. I don't know if they're gonna. Oh, they don't even get as much. They were gonna get a triple like they got last time, and they just really kind of backfired. This is gonna be super dangerous from Grape Juice because 2 of their members are down, but they have held onto the zone to keep them neutral, which is gonna be good because they're gonna be able to keep fighting. But as I say that, they're losing control even more.
Right, now that paint is definitely coming in from Outlookers. You notice how fast that composition can paint, especially with how that brush can just sneakily get around. That's the thing where they just want to get in. They want to create some paint. Lulu finding a pick onto the member of Grape Juice here. That baller may not pop in time. The missiles as well, pushing Sinfu back. They're not going to be able to get much out of that armor because of that. You know, they've switched back to that double armor, and as you've noticed, it's given him a little bit more room to work around Obito's play, but it's not going to be enough if Lulu can keep dancing around them like that, just being a nuisance in their hair.
How did Lulu get away with that?
That's what the ink brush does.
That brush doing brush things to be honest. Just staying alive for so long. As I was saying before, living is so important in this game. And just showing Lulu showing exactly off what we're talking about. Now Outlook is just looking to hold on to this.
Right, you notice how fast they were moving around too. It wasn't even like a deal where they like, you know, just were kind of like isolated in one area. They just kept moving. They kept pulling the enemy's attention. They may have had armor, but all that mattered is they were able to pull the attention. And this time they're going to shut Lulu down early. They're like, all right, come here, you little rat. We're done with you. Obito
got 3! Obito got 3 and holding on to the zone. The zones are so close. Just a junior alive.
They might be. Yeah, they're going to get the zone here, but are they going to be able to hold on to it for the last 4 seconds? 4 up on both sides. They got 2 seconds on the clock, and that's going to be game 3 going to Outlookers. Obito grabbing some insane kills off screen there. I think I saw him grab one of those on screen actually from the side we were spectating from, but whatever he did there to create that situation was incredible. You know, that was a very clutch set of picks.
That was amazing.
It almost impossible for Grape Juice to hold up there. That 13KA showing exactly why Obito is at the top of his game. We commented on this earlier, but Lulu is being a real nuisance, and their platforms, they're getting up in their face, and they're being a distraction. Whether they get anything done or not is, you know, kind of mixed result depending on when she gets up there. But when she's up there, she's just doing things. It's just very difficult to deal with her.
Oh, for sure. And this is going to be Outlookers on not just series point, but tournament point. They can win it right here, right now.
Yeah, we're going to get in this game on Gobi Arena. You notice this zone, we didn't really have a lot of time to talk about it, but this zone is at the bottom of this hill. You got these 2 elevated positions to attack from. Grape Juice showing what they're good at, getting this early advantage state. Even with those missiles on top of them, they just kept fighting, kept moving forward. Situation where now Medi's going to be able to grab a kill here. Can he keep fighting? No, he's going to go down. 1 down on both sides, but unfortunately, Outlookers is going to lose one of their armor, so I think it's a little bit more relevant to have that pick. Maybe not a trade in their favor, as you're going to see this case shot moving back. He's rotating, just kind of holding his missiles. He needs his team to get back in, checking the positions of Grape Juice, and he's thinking, okay, who do I want to put missiles on? Is now we're going to start getting this team fight. Lulu moving forward, missiles on all 3 members located on this platform. The bubbles moving up right in their face. Grape Juice looking to close this out really quickly.
It's so difficult for Outlookers. They don't want to fight head on, except for Obito. And the problem is that this map is a very head-on kind of map. Oh, and a beautiful shot from Simple. And that's not how they want to fight, because there's just no angles to flank around. Outlookers need to get to the zone. They need to neutralize it. They need to do something. They haven't neutralized it. Can they get the cap? It's going to be so dangerous. Grape Juice is holding on. They don't want to go down yet. And the zone is going to be flipped in Outlookers' favor, but not for long. The penalty is going to be strong.
Yeah, that penalty is just going to give Outlookers a little bit more time to maybe get one more push together, get a real chance of taking this zone back, as you're going to see Lulu moving up onto that left platform area, but now all the members of Outlookers are finally going to be back online. That armor coming out from Sinfu's in, they just keep poking at that ledge. You know, it's like, you know, you have to fight me. Like you said, this is a head-on map. They have to fight me. Those missiles coming out might start to create
big missiles!
2 kills from the missiles. That's huge. K-Shot now grabbing this kill as they're gonna go and take the mini out as well. Now, Outlookers has the offensive state. They might be able to get something done with it here.
They gotta live here. They need to live. They wanted to follow Lulu, but Lulu's a brush. Lulu has an option to get out. K-Shot's not as lucky.
right? You know, Kama's got these bubbles online. They're like, okay, I'm going to pop these, and we're going to fight for the zone. You can see how they're preparing that for that position. Watch those bubbles come out. 2 bubbles pop the zone, neutralizing it, and they're going to take this zone here. As this last bubble is going to be used to take out that K shot from the into Outlookers. Baller coming out from Lulu. Now they're going to try and pin down Kama, but Kama gets the double. Now looking for a triple onto the hands of Obito. We're going to see Medi actually go down to one of the members of Grape Juice as well. So this might be the type of thing where they just lock them out early. It's kind of hard to get back into this map when you don't have any specials and they're staggered, but we got armor and missiles on the side of Outlookers ready, so they still do have another chance to get back in before this penalty timer kicks out.
Outlookers needs big missiles. That's the only way that they got in last time, with a big double kill on the missile. It's going to be so dangerous to them. They lose their main 2 spears. Both of them are gone. They need to just I think they need to fall back. They need to fall back because there's so little time left. And but I don't even know if there is enough time to fall back. They have to go for the zone.
There might be enough time to grab the zone. It might be. Nah, okay. Well, you see, Grape Juice take this game 4. Actually, it was really incredible. You just saw how those missiles worked out for Grape Juice as well. That looked like it should have capped. Like, that looked like Outlookers should have taken that zone. But guess what? That means we're going to go to a game 9 of this set. Final set of this tournament, regardless win or loss. Whoever takes this map takes all of the marbles. Yeah, there's been some expert play on this map, but I'm kind of more interested to see what Outlookers can do with that brush. Like you said, it's a bit of a playground for this, for that weapon on this map. Splat zones, humpback pump track. We are getting right into it. Junior, Squeezer, K-Shot, and Squiffer on the end of Grape Juice, and of course, Outlookers rocking with their standard, their H3 K-Shot. Medi on the Junior and Lulu with the brush. We're going to see them both go to zone. I think Getaway is actually going to be able to cap it first here, using that armor to refill their E-Tank and take the zone early. Missiles coming out as well on both sides, starting to create a little bit of some pressure for that platform. Maybe something we can open up here, but all players are still alive. Baller comes out, manages to grab a player just straight out on the platform there, and now you notice that Outlookers took that 1 kill and they just started rolling with it. Now they have some real momentum. That bubble's coming out from Kama is not going to be enough to secure a kill here, and the missiles are back online for Outlookers.
Those bubbles were so early. Lulu forced them up. I think they're not going to be punished for this, because that is going to be a 3-down scenario on the side of Outlookers. Grape Juice is able to take back this space, and Getaway is going to be trying to charge up his armor. But now I'm wondering with Sinfu's just sitting up here with this Squiffer. How much work are they going to be able to get that? Because last time they were sitting up here, they got 5 in a row.
Right, now Sinfu's already set up. They're already ready to get going. 2 ink armors coming out from the end of Grape Juice. Unfortunately, that does not stack, so a little bit of a mistake there coming out from Grape Juice, but it's not going to matter as they're taking control of the zone. All 4 members of Outlookers active looking for this pick. This fight between Obito and Sinfu happening over on the side results in a trade. 1 down on each side. That mid fight is still going on. They're looking for that opportunity. Big missiles coming out. 2 down going on the end of Outlookers, and Grape Juice is now holding this zone. This could be bad for Outlookers. They need to find their specials and find a way back in quickly.
They have a lot of time, and there's still a lot of time on the side of Grape Juice's timer. So there is definitely more, at least 2 full pushes for the side of Grape Juice, or for the side of Outlookers. But unfortunately, they lose a member. They lose 3 members. Now it's looking like it's only 1 push. This is in dire straits mode now.
Yeah, and you saw how that K-Shot just immediately held back. He's like, okay, we cannot risk that. I don't care how easy that pick looked.
Oh, no.
Look at Sinfu grabbing that pick on the well. On the K-Shot as well, meaning it's going to be very difficult for them to get back in. That baller coming out from Lulu is not going to be able to get to the zone and really do a lot of damage, or maybe it will. No one manages to pop it, but now that armor coming out from Grape Juice. 2 down on the end of Grape Juice. Outlookers finally have control of the zone. This might be enough to start a secure hold for them, but Sinfu managing to trade out with that brush just in time. Wow, that gave them a little bit of leniency here. Now Obito's going to have to do a little bit more spear work whenever he's fighting. And you can see that K-Shot and Medi are both trying to make up for some...
Oh, Medi going in. Medi's just going fragging mode with the Junior.
Yeah, he's going in. 2 down on the end of Grape Juice. Actually, that's pretty crazy. So now Grape Juice has to kind of fall back a little bit. They don't have their offense anymore, and the specials being offline is going to matter a lot. But we're going to see Kama building those bubbles on the side. A lot of bombs coming out from the end of Outlookers. They're looking to hold that platform as the score is starting to equalize a little bit. Those missiles coming out onto zone. They're dragged out a little bit. All members of Grape Juice clamped up on the side. What's going to happen in this push? Let's see what happens. Bubbles come out on both sides. Zone goes to Grape Juice, but is it going to be enough to hold?
It's gonna be enough to hold for a bit, but the zone, a brief cap the side of Grape Juice, but not enough. Just great staying alive. Living is so strong in this game. They let zone control go, but now they've got it back, and now it's so tight.
Right, and now you notice Medi just taking control of the zone. He's making sure he holds on. That stagger on the zone, that penalty timer is going to be just enough to matter, but is it going to be enough for Grape Juice to get a real hold going? And they do manage to find it. One member of Grape Juice down, now 2 down, with the members of Grape Juice moving forward. Kama grabbing that next kill onto Obito and getting himself set up for a position where it's going to be more difficult for Outlookers to push in. He's building those bubbles on the side. He's going to have those very soon. I think it's going to be a situation where he's going to push in with them and just try and create the offense. Lulu does drop down. They notice, so they're going to try and look for that pick, but they got 25 ticks left on the clock and counting. Kama manages to get some positioning, but it's not going to matter because they do manage to fight the zone. 2 on the end of Outlookers. They pinch him down. They're like, okay, no bubbles for you. Make sure that doesn't happen. Now they have their offense back. Now they're going forward. That K-shot looking for that kill. 2 down on the end of Grape Juice.
Ooh.
This might be a situation where Outlookers get their help. Their hold going for the last
no
few
penalty.
seconds of this game.
No penalty. 30 seconds left on the clock. Only 15 ticks before lead. Missiles coming out. This is going to be so dangerous. Outlookers are looking to go for the lead here. K-shot does go down. Here comes Grape Juice. Can they get to the zone in time? And they do! With 1 point left. They are able to hold on to their lead. There's just 20 seconds left on the clock. Can Outlookers get back in here and cap the zone?
My heart's racing here, Genie. I don't think they're going to be able to. It's going to come down to the last point. It's going to come down to the very last point.
3 down!
3 down, 3 down. Outlookers have the zone here. This might be it.
No, this is not going to be it. This is going to be overtime now. Outlookers, they have their specials. They have a baller. They have that missiles. And their armor is so darn close. It's going to be up to Seafood to see if they can get some big picks. Or any of the members of Grape Juice. Just 10 ticks left.
This last fight happening right now in mid. You're noticing that Lulu's setting up for that offense. Now the bubble's coming out.
Can
they find it, but they take the lead just in time?
That's going to be tournament. Absolutely. Just stealing it at the end. They were getting so... Grape Juice was getting ready for the push. But they didn't start their push. Outlookers just stole the rug right out from under them. Great job from Outlookers.
Yeah, that was an incredible set. You know, it got so tense there in the end. Those armors chaining off of each other. You notice that 10 armor coming out from that junior. Medi really showing his legwork there with that special, making sure that his team is fully prepared to take those fights at any given time. Grape Juice did an incredible job as well. Just great job to both of these teams. You saw their expertise come out in full force, especially in those last couple of games in that bracket reset. But at the end of the day, the winner is the winner. Congratulations to Outlookers for winning Triton-Cup 38.